Hi, my name is Rachel. I'm the horticulturist at the Pavilion and we're going to do a little tutorial on some summer bulb planting. So as you can see, we've got loads of nice spring flowers coming up and showing their colours at the moment. So we're getting excited for the season coming. We're just going to do a little demonstration on how to think ahead and how to get some things down. So today I'm going to plant lily bulbs. Lilies are my favourite of all the summer bulbs. They just give the most abundant colour and the most fantastic fragrances. Perfect for the garden, but also great for containers around the patio outside the door, so you get the full whack of that lovely fragrance first thing. So what we're going to do is, I've already backfilled a pot here with some nice good quality multi-purpose compost, a little bit of potting grit just to get that drainage that you're looking for all the time with the bulbs. Some perlite. Perlite is a really good substance for adding more drainage. It's also going to hold the moisture around the roots for the summer when it does get a bit drier and we're getting a bit more concerned about watering and stuff like that. For the bulbs as well, for summer, we're going to be adding in some brochure, some multi-purpose slow release plant feed, and that's just going to keep it nice and healthy throughout the growing season as well, so you're not always concentrating on having to feed all the time. So I've got my lilies here. We're going to plant some tree lilies today. Tree lilies are really the most amazing show. They can grow up to about 8 feet after 2 years of planting and give you up to 30 big trumpet blooms, just full of that colour. So what I've done is I've left them soaking in some water overnight, and that's just going to get all the moisture in there and get them ready to establish themselves really nice. They're quite small bulbs. They don't look like they're going to give that much of a show, but they really are. So they're going to fill out this pot really well during the summer. So what I'm going to do is use a nice big pot. I'm going to go down about 15 centimetres because they're going to come up so much. You do still need to give them that root space. So what I'm going to do just before I plant them as well is I'm just going to pinch out the roots slightly, and that's just going to activate them enough so that they can get themselves in, ready to take up water straight away, ready to take in all the feed and everything that we've put in, and it's just going to give them a really good start. So I'm just going to plant my bulb down. Make sure the roots are spread nice and evenly as well. The compost has already been potted down and compacted down. And there's all that perlite and that grit is going to give the oxygen and the root space that it needs and everything. So we're just going to get a nice firm planting there. So I'm going to backfill then my pot up. Again, we're going to give it about 10-15 centimetres up. So some nice good quality compost to make up the mixture that I've already filled the pot with. What I use here is Ford Namona Grow-Wise multi-purpose compost, and it's got some added John-ins in there and everything, so it's just a really nice healthy quality. You can see it's quite loose, a good colour, and that there's going to be fairly good drainage there. It does come apart fairly well. So through that I'm going to mix in some of my potting grit, and again this just gives runoffs around the bulb for the water and everything. Drainage is always the key when you're planting with the summer bulbs and any bulbs in general. It just makes room around the roots that the water doesn't stagnate and the roots aren't going to get choked with all the water that the plant will need when it's in its growing season. The perlite, as I said again, is going to improve the drainage, but it's going to hold tiny little droplets of moisture there during the summer, just so that there's always a little reserve for the plant itself. So I'm just going to fill in the bulb, and again pot it, compact it down, press down slightly, just make sure that it's firmly planted in there. You've done all the work already to make sure that it's got all the runoffs and everything it needs in it. So I've just added in about maybe 7 or 8 centimetres of soil there, so I'm probably going to need a bit too. But as you can see, I've got an empty pot at the moment and it's going to be sitting around my patio. I'm not really too gone on that idea as a gardener. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to plant in a couple of spring flowers just around the edges, just to dress it up a little bit for now and make sure that it's not boring and it's not drab outside my door. So I've come into the middle of the pot with my bulb. What I'm going to do is I'm going to plant a couple of spring flowering dianthus. These are really good little perennial plants as well. So I'm just going to pop in 1 or 2 around the edge just to give a bit of colour for now. And these are going to bring me up until June and July. My lily is going to be coming into flower in late June, early July, so just one will be finishing as the other is starting. So I've just got one here each side of the pot. My bulb is situated here, so it's still got plenty of room to come up through the middle of those. And what I'm going to do then is I'm just going to plant in a couple of small little spring bulbs, like some primula and some grape hyacinth. They're going to be gone in the next maybe month or so. So they're not going to have any effect on my lily. Maybe a little tete-a-tete as well. The dafts are a lovely colour at this time of year. So when you're planting pre-potted bedding like this as well, it's important just to point out that as you're taking them out, you're just pinching them out of the pots rather than pulling the plants. So you're not putting them under any strain at all. And when you're planting them, you just want the root level to just barely meet the soil. A lot of people have a problem with their bedding dying off very quickly and stuff, and they don't know why. It can be because the root ball is planted either too high or too low. So you always want your root ball just at here. If it's too low, then your plant itself is going to rot with too much water sitting around it. If it's too high, then it's going to dry out too quickly and it just won't. It'll really struggle. So as you can see, I've got everything planted here, root balls just straight at the top of the soil level, not too high, not too low, lots of space left at the back for my lily to come up and do its thing, and I've still got a little something going on just that I can enjoy until the time that it does come up. And that's it.